The Emkoo even offers you what they term the light show. Just check this out. Look at these lights flashing away, going in time to the music. Yeah, they are. And as far as I know, it even does it at the back as well. Should we have a look? Yeah, look at that. There goes the light show at the back as well. Interesting stuff.
Controls, as I mentioned earlier, the self-park functionality, heads-up display, the heated and ventilated driver seats with the memory, interior ambient lights, the light show presentation, which I'm sure we will have the opportunity to show you a little bit later, and the 10-inch instrument cluster. Pricing on executive at $599.
I'm joined by Karabo Ndaba. He's the product manager at GAC Motors South Africa. Karabo, first of all, thanks for the invite. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure being with you here, Alan.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for coming through.
Karabo, it's your new, not your baby, because the baby was the M Zoom the other day. This is your new big boy.
100%. You know, you were with us not so long ago when we did the official launch of the M Zoom.
That's
so
it.
Now today we are here again in Artis, where we are doing the official test drive of the Emkoo, which is now the bigger version.
Correct.
Of the car that we have.
Okay. Now, what I like to do in a situation like this is you show me your 3 favorite features at the front of the car.
Okay. Alan, I'll start with the design of the car.
Yeah.
To your point, this car looks beautiful by the look of it. When you look at the bonnet, it's very bold, it's very expressive, and then when you go down to the grille, it's a very nice looking grille. You see it's got some added nice elements on the grille with the V added shape, which we call it a victory, V for victory.
There you go. Also, I must say, it struck me when I was looking at the pictures of the car at the presentation. It could almost be an electric.
100%. If you don't know, you might easily mistake it for an electric car, an EV car, but no, it's a normal combustion engine.
Okay. Now, what else really stands out to you in the front?
Okay, let's look at the lights.
Yeah.
The lights for me, it's what stands out from this beautiful car. It's got up to 32 LEDs on the one headlamp. Okay. Of which it makes it 25% brighter than just the normal headlamps of the car. Yeah. So for me, it's what stands out, giving you a better visibility at night. Obviously, in terms of the driving and the safety.
You talking my language, safety.
100%. So obviously, you know, when you're driving, we need some better visibility in terms of visibility of the car.
Absolutely. Now, let's just move around. Okay. Your side, now, again, from the M Zoom.
Yes.
You've got that diamond effect, you called it on the M Zoom, right?
Diamond shadow, yes.
The diamond shadow. Again, this has got, I love using comments from the presentation. It's not the rounded bulb, blob effect of so many similar cars. You've gone angular.
100%. The car was well designed. Well thought through. When you look at the side of the car, you can see in the front it's low, and then it's got the higher rear.
Rises to the rear.
100%, which speaks to the aerodynamics of the vehicle.
Right.
So with the aerodynamics, obviously, you've got the benefit of optimal fuel consumption. Yeah, because of the way the body of the car is structured, you know, the body attitude of the car. Besides the body attitude of the car, you can also look at your 19-inch wheel diamond cut.
Now we'll talk about that in a minute because you've got two spec levels.
Yes, I've got two spec levels. 100%.
18 on the executive,
100%.
19 on the exec plus as we're driving now.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Because we're going to discuss a few of the differences between the two as well. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got all of that. Now, you've also got the pop-out door handles.
This is for me the favorite part of the exterior of this car, in as far as the electric hidden door is concerned. You know, for me, it also has an advantage of the benefit of aerodynamics of the vehicle.
Correct.
Also, like I mentioned,
smooth sides.
100% speaks to the aerodynamics, and then also able to get optimal fuel efficiency.
Right. Now, let's pop open the back door.
Okay, sure.
Now, I'm going to ask you to jump in.
I'm going to jump in?
Because people tell me it's no good me showing space in a car because I'm so short.
Listen,
you're a bit taller than me.
I'm a bit taller than you.
Little bit.
So, you can see I've got a very spacious legroom.
Yeah?
Very, very spacious legroom. And then also, if you notice inside here, we've got a flat floor as well, which for me is very unique in terms of fitting about 3 people sitting comfortably at the back.
Right.
And also to mention a very sufficient headroom,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course. Yeah,
Now,
so very
just
spacious.
above your head, you've got this gigantic panoramic roof. Is this standard on both specs?
It's got an roof, and then even on the executive plus. So all this comes standard on both derivatives.
Right, so that's important. Right, jump out. Let me jump out. I'm making you do the work.
See how easy it is to jump out because
Yeah.
of the spaciousness of the car.
Exactly. The rear.
The rear.
Give me your favorite features in the back.
The Mecha style spoiler.
Right.
That's for me one of the things that when I look at this car, I'm like, wow. It gives you that sporty feeling,
Yes.
sporty look of the car.
Okay.
And also, it comes with the aerodynamics of the vehicle. You understand? Speaking back to the fuel efficient that I spoke about. And the other thing for me is the dual exhaust. It looks
You're not just dual exhaust.
Yes.
These vertical.
100%.
It's just different.
Please,
Yeah.
the design of the car, like I mentioned, Alan, it was a well thought through car in terms of the design. Everything, you look at the lights, it's got up to 128 LEDs in one tail.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything about the car in terms of the design and the speccing of the car, well thought through.
And also, the angle, going back to that angular bit, the way the lights are not part of the body, they stand out of the body.
100%. It also speaks back to the aerodynamics of the vehicle.
Right.
Because everything in terms of the design.
Airflow, yeah.
100% you
Yeah.
got it. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm actually joined by Brian Smith, the sales director of GAC for the Allen test. Because we've got to check out the boot of this car. Brian, you claim 638 litres, eh?
That's right.
Okay, well. Okay, I've left the shelf there, so there's a tiny bit of intrusion. What do you think, Brian? How many Allens?
I reckon 1 3/4.
I was gonna 1 3/4 probably if you chopped somewhere. In fact, you could probably make it a 2 Allen boot if you chopped it a few times. But should we work on a 1 3/4?
Yeah, I can settle on that.
You're happy with that?
Great stuff.
So there's a new official boot rating from GAC Motors, okay?
Absolutely, I'll add it to the spec sheet.
Are you going to add it to the spec sheets? There we go.
1 3/4 Allen.
Okay,
Good.
cool.
Thank you.
Cheers! What engine has this got?
So this is a 1.5 liter turbo engine,
Yeah?
mated to a 7-speed wet dual clutch
Right.
across executive and executive plus,
Okay.
giving you power output of 130 kilowatts and newton meter of torques at 270, and then it gives you optimal fuel consumption of up to 6.4 liters per 100.
Okay. Now look, I can tell you now, power-wise, you've also got, by the way, eco, comfort, and sport modes,
100%.
and you can feel a little bit of a kick up the rear end when you go into sport mode. We did try it while we were driving.
Yes.
We didn't quite match your fuel economy, but then again, we were pushing a little bit, and also they're brand new cars.
100%. Listen,
Yeah.
when it comes to fuel consumption,
Yeah.
obviously it's relative. It's based on your driving,
Exactly.
how you drive, and
Yeah.
know what kind of luggage you have in the car. It depends on.
It's
on
going
the
to
driver.
vary.
100%.
Yeah, you can't, and in this situation, you're not on an economy run,
Exactly.
so no problem. Okay.
Alan, here we are, out on the road. GAC Emkoo, what do you think?
Gee, Jason, I was impressed while you were driving. Now I've got behind the wheel, thank you. And I must tell you, look, it's a medium family SUV, this one. You got the M Zoom, that is the sporty little brother. They're both on the same platform, interestingly. But this one, 130 kilowatts, 270 newton meters, 7-speed, dual clutch auto.
And look at that gearbox. How's that little gear shifter?
Yeah, that little crystal gear shift. I mean, there's some expensive executive cars that have got the crystal gear levers, right? Just had one on test. We won't say which, right?
And tell me a little bit about this. Look at the technology in here. A lot of this sophistication in the cabin.
Well, you got the 10-inch touchscreen in the center here, which has got everything. Now, sometimes I don't like the fact that everything is in the screen, like your aircon, all those. I must be honest, there are times when I prefer to have a couple of buttons or switches or something separate, right?
Yeah.
But I'll live with it. I'm not going to complain. You've also got a shortcut button on the steering wheel that you can program for certain things to be done through there. So that's cool. I'll live with it. I'm quite happy, all right? I think I'm being unfair if I complain about that. But what is impressing me is the comfort on the road. It really, I mean, we've been on some pretty bad stretches of road. And even with you driving, it handled it well.
And that's saying something. No, I must say, you're 100% right there, Alan. It's just smooth, it's comfortable, it soaks up the bumps
Yeah.
well. These seats are great as well. They're heated, they're ventilated, they feel fantastic.
Well, they were telling us there's even some little trick that you can program individual keys, and where it will then automatically, it picks up the different key and will automatically set your seat, set your climate settings, set the, and etc., things like that. And there's also a smart setting on the seats where it links it to your setting on the climate control.
That is a fantastic
Did you pick that up in the
Yes,
briefing? Yeah.
100%.
So, I mean, there are a lot of little extra tricks and things on this vehicle that are really impressive.
They really are, and a lot of the stylistic touches, even this air vent designs,
Yeah.
it's almost aeronautic, aircraft type of
correct,
theme.
yeah.
A lot of the surfaces in here, they're soft touch and they really feel premium, they feel well put
They
together.
do. And then we in the Executive Plus model. There's
Yes.
an Executive Plus, which has the full spectrum of level 2 autonomous ADAS, etc., which, you know, I love the concept, and I'm always going to be happy to
Right.
have as much safety as I can possibly get.
100%, and pricing also quite close, $599 for the executive,
And
with the
660,
plus
yeah.
at $660.
Yeah, 100%. Overall, hey, I am impressed. Very, very interesting interior of the GAC Emkoo. Look at these these round air vents that apparently are based on aircraft turbines. How's that? 10-inch touch screen over here, 12-inch infotainment screen in front of the driver, who is my
Hi, Alan.
pal Jason from Technoboc.
Alan, this is a beautiful vehicle, I
Yeah.
must say. Not only the quality, the build,
Yeah.
the feel of it,
Mm.
the road holding, but the technological sophistication. It's got the ADAS level 2, all the active and passive safety systems.
I mean, the safety systems are out of this world, especially if you just pay that extra bit of money for the Executive Plus,
Yeah.
not the standard Executive. I mean, it sounds strange, but you've also got little features like a crystal gear shifter over there, 7-speed dual clutch automatic. It's got obviously all the features you can possibly consider. Jace, you know, look over here. You've got masses and masses of space in the back seat.
Huge. And look at the panoramic roof. Almost
Oh, yeah.
a full meter across.
Yeah,
Massive.
what, a cubic meter or something,
Yeah,
eh?
cubic meter.
It's
Full
massive.
cube size.
Not opening, but a panoramic glass roof.
With the sliding cover as well.
Cover, of course. You've got good sound quality equipment over there. You've got a sound system that I think is top notch.
Yes.
Nice soft touch feel to it. 130 kilowatts, 270 Newton meters from the turbo engine.
Heated, ventilated seats here.
You're
electric
right, yeah,
driver's
yeah.
seats.
Wow, it's got it all, eh? And as you said, the ADAS systems,
Oh, brilliant.
the active safety on this car, particularly, as I said, the Executive Plus.
And I like this feature. You've got a programmable button on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
So if you're out parking, for instance, you can put this to be your 360-degree camera,
Yeah.
or self-park function.
What I like about that is I often complain about all your functions being on the screen instead of some real buttons. That at least eliminates some of that, where you can put that shortcut for yourself. Jace, lekker driving with you, my boy.
And thanks so much. Great
We're going to
be
talk
with you.
later.
Definitely.
Grubber, we're now sitting inside this stunning cabin, okay? It really is. Again, tell me what stands out to you.
For me, is the way the interior of the car is very well thought through, as mentioned. In terms of the finishing of the car, it looks very premium.
Yeah.
Premium feel for me. But also to mention the air vent, the round air vent.
The turbines, as you called it, yeah.
Yeah, the air vent, for me, it's outstanding.
It is.
Looks very beautiful for me. But also to mention the 10.1 inch touchscreen.
Right.
And then the 7-inch LCD cluster, which for me is also very outstanding in terms of what it gives you in terms of the looks. Further
Also,
to that,
all the functionality. And sorry, I've just got to point out,
sure.
heads-up display
Yes.
on Executive Plus.
Yes.
And what stands out to me on that, I'm going to give you my standout, is
Okay.
how big the display is the
It's
heads-up
the
display.
heads-up
Yeah, some of
display.
them are so small you can't read.
Okay, this one is big. It's
Correct.
Big, yeah.
Much bigger.
Much bigger.
But sorry, back to your
Okay,
favorite.
100%. Let's go to my favorite. The wireless charger. For me, it's like something that we all need. I think in a car, you just put your phone there, and then your phone will automatically, charge.
There it goes charging.
There it goes charging.
Okay.
And also to mention the crystal gear lever.
Gear.
For me, it's like very
Class.
very high class. Very high class. Very easy to change. To maneuver in between the gears, reverse, neutral.
Just a little click.
Like 0.2 seconds, and then you can be able to just move.
Okay.
Out.
Now, Karabo, let's just run through the differences from exec to exec plus.
Okay.
Because that's important to people. I'm going to give you an opinion here.
Okay.
Alan's sticking his neck out. The exec plus is an even bigger bargain than the executive to me.
Executive,
because
100%.
what do you add for the extra money?
Okay, so for extra money, starting from the exterior.
Right.
So on the executive, we've got 18-inch.
Yeah.
And then on the executive plus, we've got the 19-inch alloy wheels.
Right.
Okay, that's on the exterior. When you come into the interior, you start looking at features like your tailgate. Automatic tailgate.
Okay.
We only have it on the top spec, which is the executive plus, and not on the executive.
Yeah.
As you mentioned, the heads-up display.
Right.
Also, we only have it on the top spec.
Okay.
And not on the executive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also some of the safety specs, some of the autonomous. You've got level 2 autonomous on both.
Yes.
But you've got a little bit extra on the executive
on
plus.
the executive plus. Yes.
The self parking is one.
Correct, yeah.
And there are a couple more.
Yes, and then also your detector, blind spot detector. You have it only on the top spec, and also the 360 view camera.
Right.
Which is also what you have only on the
executive
top,
plus.
on the executive plus, which is the top spec.
Okay. Why I'm making a point of that is let's talk now money.
Sure. Okay.
Prices.
Okay, so starting price for the executive, it's 599,999, which is 600k.
Yeah.
And then when you move over for the specs that we mentioned, what you get on top of, your 19-inch wheels and all of the spec that we mentioned, you go now to 659,900 for the executive plus.
So you're talking 60,000 rand for. That's why I say to me, yes, I know it's all about money and how much can you afford, but you're getting a lot
exactly. Also to
for
mention,
that 60,000.
For the 60,000. Also to mention in terms of comfort, the seats. You've got ventilated seats and heated seats on the executive plus.
And not on the...
Not on the executive.
Okay, so just throw that one in as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, Karabo, so we've got the prices, and I think they are brilliant prices for the quality we're sitting in and the feel of quality. Warranty and service plan.
Okay, so in terms of service plan, it's 150 and 100,000.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 5 year.
Yeah.
150.
Warranty.
Yeah. And then service plan, 5 year, 100,000 service plan.
Which is right up there with everybody
with
in the market.
100%, yes.
Okay, Karabo, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you very much for having me.
I've got news for you.
Okay.
For MotorMatters. Not for GAC today.
Yeah.
He's Karabo Ndaba. I'm Eleanor. See you next time.
Thank you.